afternoon, folks. We're here still at the TDA Convention 2025 right down here in San Antonio, Texas with the TDA. Here with 1900 Feeds and Cade Barrow, and I'll let Cade introduce these guys so I don't screw it up, but we're going to spread some knowledge here from these old men here that know everything there is to know about this business, by golly. We're going to learn something.
Yeah, no doubt, and I can't thank these two guys right here next to me enough. They've been with us for a long time. Muttner's been with us for well over a year, and has really helped us grow on as well. He's really supported us, fed quite a few rations, but he's been a great success to what we've accomplished so far. Mr. Tommy Herring with H2 Whitetails, he raises some monsters, some really, really big whitetail. Great guy. He's fed our feed for a long time as well, old-time rice farmer. And he can tell you a lot about the business and how it goes. And Mr. Chris is on the board here at TDA and has a lot to do with what goes on here. So I'm going to take it over, or I'm going to let these guys take it over and kind of introduce themselves and a little bit about what they do and kind of how 1900s kind of helped those guys along the way and got them to where they're at on their breeding side. So,
my name's Chris Mettner, and I own Blessed Bayou Wildlife and Fisheries. We live close to each other, and when they brought this product on the market, I checked it out, fell in love with it. It's a very high quality feed. We feed multiple species with it, whitetail all over the state, axis deer, and just by looking at body conditions alone, it's been phenomenal. But this is one testament right here to antler production that comes from this feed. Tommy's antler production on the ranch and in the breeder pens this year has just been phenomenal. Tell them about it, Tommy.
It's been very phenomenal. We started with this feed. I fed some other feed and for a long time, and I was having to blend other nutrients into it to make it where I wanted. And they came out with this feed that just seemed to fit my program, to my thoughts on this program. And we always like he said earlier, I was a rice farmer, and I've always used a little bit of rice in a lot of my cattle feed, horse feed. You just got to watch how you do it. But I mean, it's a very, very diligent feed. It covers a lot of areas with its brand, and I was eating with my other old feeds. I was always putting rice bran in it and cutting it back during before breeding season to keep from overweight. But it's just been an extraordinary. They do a great job of processing it. The pellets, not much waste in it, and the deer seem to really enjoy it. And I've just gotten phenomenal results out of it on horns and body health. It's just been phenomenal.
Tommy has a buck named Totally that he's got to turn his head sideways to get through a gate. He literally, I mean, he's over 40 inches wide. He's been over 40 inches wide since he's 2 years old, and he's 4.
He showed some pictures a while ago.
This year, I mean, all your bucks this year have been phenomenal. Yeah, but one other thing I want to touch on is Cade, and customer service is just absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, with the commodities, you know, they're a farm to feed sack company, and to me that's really important, especially where the commodities are resources. We manage certain things that's very, very important to us, and so these guys have it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like I continue to say every time I have to mention something about 1900 feed, it's we really strive, and there's a lot of key points out there, customer service being absolutely number one. But to back that up, you have to have a really, really, really good product for continued success. And it's all repetitive customers. We're continuously, this TDA, like I said earlier, has been really, really good to us. And thanks to Chris, kind of got us involved with this last year. Booth both year, which we had a small booth last year and stepped up to the big booth this year. And man, it's been a success. It really has. A lot of big players came in this year, and that's what I come here for, to support those guys. And this is something we'll always support because this is where it honestly starts. Yeah. Mr. Tommy, Chris, you're the top. I mean, the breeders is what feeds the hunting world. The avid hunters, the high fence places or the low fence places, everything else in between, from exotics, whitetails. If these guys didn't exist, the 200-300 inch whitetails that are shot in South Texas, North, wherever it may be at, wouldn't happen. So these guys have the genetics that actually start that trait. So yeah,
like a seed stock producer in the cattle business, you know.
Yep.
Just basically
I'd like to also say that when you switch feed on the different brands of theirs, the deer never slow down on it. They keep picking up on it. So it when you change from like your
Yeah, like Mr. Tommy feeds, he's got that 20% deer rut recover that he feeds a lot of. And, he'll bounce it around from that 20% six fat, that 20% deer peanut pellet. And that's what I'm glad you mentioned that, Mr. Tommy. We didn't get to touch base on earlier, but a transition phase, and I get asked all the time, Kate, how would you transition over? Well, all of our rations and competitors or whatnot come to me, or I'm sorry, let me take it back. Whomever they were feeding will come to me with a ration and say, hey, it's a 20 protein 6 fat, it's an 18 protein 6 fat. Well, I'll compare to what we currently have and really balance that out. And what we hang our hat on is TDN, total digestible nutrients. All of our rations are really high in TDN. So a lot of guys, and like Chris stated, I preach on fat source to make sure that these, I mentioned it earlier, right now it's crucial to these does. The babies are pulling on them really, really hard and heavy, and this is a really, really key time right before breeding season, everything else takes place. So a lot of people don't know it, but they're thinking it's fixing to get to hunting season, we're going to pull back. No, that's what we need to be pushing hard and heavy as well. So from fertility standpoint and having that extra condition and being in good flesh during that, and the bucks being in good flesh during the rut. Even on the buck side, breed on their part. They're not gonna travel, they're not gonna hustle if they're not in good shape. So all that plays a part. And but yeah, like Mr. Tommy said, to get back to the feed conversion there, transitioning over, we use rice bran as a fat source. So, and we utilize all the other commodities, whether it's cottonseed meal, soybean meal, all the works and micro ingredients, we have it. But it's so highly palatable to where it's such an easy transition. I always tell guys, you're more than welcome if you think you need to mix a little bit, to blend a little bit, to transition from a competitor's feed over to us, or like Mr. Tommy said, you will not have a problem transition over any of our feeds. So it's just a different balance of commodities, different balance of ration to get that protein, fat level, whatever it may be. So it's an easy transition.
I want to kind of go back on something that Mr. Chris said a while ago that I talk about all the time is consistency. A lot of these competitors, not talking bad about anybody, but you'll get a change in the commodity that they use based on the price and availability from time to time. So their feed will be a little bit inconsistent. One of the coolest things, and he said it earlier, is there a farm to bag or farm to table, what do you want to call it? They're growing this stuff. So they grow 16,000 acres of rice, which is a primary product of this deal. This year they grew 5,000 acres of corn for their corn side of things. So they're farming this stuff, and they have control of the commodity that this thing goes in. And nobody else can attest to that, I wouldn't say. Everybody's trading those commodities on the open market all day long, and these guys are growing it. So they're farmers, they know what they're doing, and they've made a fantastic pellet. And it's just phenomenal, and that's something to be proud of and stand behind. Is hey, we're raising this stuff from the womb to the tomb. It's here. So great stuff and good people.
Yeah. Region-wise, it's important too. Especially when you look at CWD management, it can, it's a possibility that moves through ag products, right? Well, being regions in Southeast Texas, there's not been a lot of sheep and goats there. There's no detections down in that region, and so to me, it gives me that little 100%. Extra feeling like, all right.
Didn't think of that. That's a very good point.
It's really important. It really is, and especially to the breeder world.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And
Cade, you pulled up the deal about the does.
Yes, sir.
Losing their process during the fawning season and stuff like that. But I'd like to also say I've noticed this year that my fawns have really picked up on starting on your peanut.
Yes, sir.
But it's done great.
I'll have kind of a testament on that. But Superior Whitetails, Mr. Dean Hall and Amber, man, they've been a big promoter as well. And she's a sucker for that 16% peanut pellet on those babies. That high fat, it's highly palatable and it's a soft feed and she had a tremendous, and it's very similar. It's very similar ration, that 20%.
She's as picky as they come.
Oh, yeah, she knows her stuff.
She talked about earlier, and she was talking about those fawns when they bring them in for the first time, weighing 50 pounds, and when they wean them, and in a couple of weeks, those babies go right to that feed because they've been on it since they hit the ground. And she said they come in there to not revac, to do maybe worm them or something. And those fawns had gained 50 pounds, or they were 100-pound fawns, and that body condition just on the fawns alone. She talked a lot about that earlier.
It's important on the bucks too. It's something I've noticed through the breeding world.
You got to build that bone.
Yeah, and not only that, for whatever reason, if you notice bucks when they start stripping out, there's a stress period there, and it's not labeled out in the books, but it's something that you see visibly whenever you're breeding deer, and so conditioning for that, and really more importantly, past that, what are they fixing to go through? And you know that they're fixing to go through the biggest stress period of their life,
absolutely.
and so you've got to condition that whole process where a lot of people may pull off when they strip because their antlers produce.
Yeah.
That's a terrible time. You've got to run it all the way through.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and I just try to take base on availability on all the products and whatnot. We do our best to. Back at home we got our freight company, like Keith stated earlier, and those guys there. Keith, Ronnie, and Alex, and even the mill. Everybody in the mill. We've got Tracy. She does all of our testing and whatnot. So we got pretty much a wet chemist lab there and there. So quality of products is key coming in or out the door. I go above and beyond QC work just to make sure it's accomplished. I'm really picky on paperwork, documentation, over-checking product, but hey, it's at the end of the day we're covered. So we keep a collection of samples for 30 days, and then even the mill side, man, I couldn't do it without those guys. None of us could do it. It's a team effort. It really is. Abby and Hallie and Dylan and all those guys in the field do a tremendous job on the farming side, and myself and Dad, he's over all the mechanic stuff, and
even Geraldo.
Even Geraldo, yep, you bet. Now I got to mention those, Luis and the rest of them. Jackson, those guys, they do a tremendous job, and nephews as well. So it definitely is. I wouldn't trade them for the world.
Yeah,
because they are. Tracy takes me many times here, and we work 7 days a week. We make pellets 7 days a week, and do our best and try to go above and beyond for customers.
Now we got to see when you get that new mill built and you get that extruder built. You got to build him some fish feed then.
That's right.
I've been on.
Right. Yeah, he's
hey, but the other thing is that feed is so good. There's been a Sasquatch sighting.
I guarantee I saw it.
So you're the one that's been paying with our years.
Yeah. We're a trade.
No, we don't trade. We play. Oh no!
Hey, Bigfoot! Go down! Get out of here! Bring it back!
And I seen some old guy with a rifle trying to kill him.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I had to bring him an oxygen tank after that was over. Yeah, he crept around there for 3 days. He's never sprinted like that.
No.
So, but guys, I can't thank y'all enough. I really can't.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the work you put into this.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you. I'll let you wrap it up, Keith.
Man, that's good. We appreciate you guys. Obviously y'all are doing a lot for the industry, and you thank you for your service, I guess you would say, with all you're going through. Thank you for these guys. I said this earlier on the other podcast too. If we get TPWD to let you guys do y'all science work in y'all's labs, because y'all are the ones that are proving this stuff up and doing everything. They're not really, and I don't want to get into all that, but you guys are the ones that can fix this thing, and they need to trust it, and they need to let you guys work it out. Y'all are basically scientists and doctors, in those labs. Y'all have got the resources and the ability to figure this stuff out, and with the genetic markers and stuff that y'all figured out already. It's just phenomenal. That's a whole nother subject to get down on, but we appreciate it. Texas Strong, we thank you guys, and Cade with our partnership is great. I feed his feed down in South Texas on our ranch, and our deer exploded this year. We were on fortified cottonseed since 2017, and it's changed our wild herd too. So we are nothing but pleased, and not to mention he's a pretty good old boy that I like to be around, and brother-in-law, the farmer over there, we won't mention his name, is a cool cat too. They're just our kind of people, So anyway, we're all blessed. We appreciate that. We're here. Might do another one, may not, Kate, I don't know, but we appreciate everybody watching. Check us out. Like, follow, and share. Texas Strong Outdoors, 1900 feeds. Blessed Bayou. And
H2H Whitetails.
What is it?
H2H Whitetails.
H2H Whitetails. Like, follow, and share. We're in the social media time of our life, and I can't believe we're doing it, but that's where it's at. So we appreciate it. We're going to sign off here from San Antonio, Texas at the 2025 TDA Convention. Thanks a lot.